In this video, we're going to look at how you can link your Stripe account with MagManager and add a pay button to your invoices. So the first step is that you would need to go to the Stripe website and set up an account with them. Once you've got your account set up, there will be two pieces of information that you're going to need to put into MagManager, and that is the public or publishable key and the private or secret key, it's called. So to find that on the Stripe dashboard, you'll need to go to Developers over on the right hand side there, and then click on API keys, and then they'll be in view here. So you've got the publishable key and the secret key. So I would copy these both into a Word doc or something so that you've got them easily at hand to paste them into MagManager. The next step is only for users of Xero. So if you have your MagManager account connected to Xero, then you need to go through a couple of steps. So you're going to click on the settings icon, the gear icon up there in the top right hand corner, and then under accounts you're going to select Xero. From here you need to click on the sync accounts and sync inventory. Okay. So the next step is for everyone, and again you'd click on the gear icon at the top to bring up the main settings page, and then under accounts we're going to select Stripe. Okay, and from here this is where you're going to paste your keys. So you're going to paste your public key, or in Stripe it's called the publishable key, so that goes in the first one, and then under private key that is the secret key in Stripe, and it goes into the second field. You then want to select the payment account from the drop down box, so this will depend on what you have set up in your accounts package. So just select the bank account there, and then you want to select the payment type. So again you select the one that's right for you, and then you're going to want to click test. Stripe setup is correct will flash across the top of the screen, and if that's fine then you just click on save. So I've gone back to the main settings page, and this step is only for cash flow users. So if you have your MagManager account connected to cash flow as an accounts package, this step is only for you. So you're going to look under accounts and click on cash flow, and from here you're going to click on the button that says sync bank accounts. So we're going to go back to the main settings page, and this is for all users. So under accounts we want to select payment method, and you just want to make sure that the payment method you selected, so in our case it was credit card, you just want to make sure that it's ticked there and that it's enabled and able to be used. If it's not, you can click on the name and just ensure that the little checkbox is on under the enable there, and click save. Now this is an additional step only for cash flow account users. So again, if your account is connected to cash flow, you will need to follow this step. So you'll need to open up the payment method that you chose previously, and you'll see that there's a field that says cash flow, and from that field you'll need to select your cash flow payment method from the drop down box, and then click save. So the next step for all users is to add the payment link to your invoices. So again, you would go up and click on the gear icon. Under admin you're going to select document templates. Now you're going to want to add it to the email message that your client receives, and you can also add it to the actual invoice itself. So we're going to add it to the email first, so I'm choosing the invoice email, and it's simply a case of finding where on the document you want to add it. So you can add it anywhere. I'm just going to click here in front of the here, and I'm going to go back up to the tokens, hover over invoicing, and then come down and select payment link. Okay, so we can see it's been added over here on the right hand side. I'd actually prefer it to be over, sorry, it's over on the, yeah, it's over on the right. I would actually prefer it on the left. So I've just clicked there on the paragraph and switched it to the left. And I'm just going to add a couple of spaces in there. Okay, so that's fine. So the payment link will automatically be added there. So it's just a case of clicking save. And then now I want to choose the invoice. So this is the standard document. So this will be the PDF of the invoice that's attached to the email. And I'm just going to add the payment link in here. So then I come over to the tokens, hover over invoicing, and come down and select payment link. And I'll just add an extra space in there. And so the pay button will appear there on the invoice. And just a case of clicking save. So the next document template that needs to be updated is the Stripe email. So it's on the second page here. Now, if it's not appearing, you may need to log out of MagManager and log back in again, and it should appear in your document templates. So it's just a case of clicking on the name Stripe email, and it's just a case of editing the text just as a little, basically it's just a little thank you message to say that the payment has been received. So by default it's got the hi, and it'll pick up the token for the primary contact's first name. Thank you for paying your invoice via Stripe. Many thanks. And then you can add in the current user first name. And then you can obviously set it up to suit. You can add your logo and things in there as well, just as you do on other document templates. So I'm going to go with primary contact full name and company name. Don't need that space in there. Current user telephone number and current user email. Okay, I'm just going to take those extra gaps out of there because we don't need them. And then just click save to update it. So if you want to test the invoice by sending it to yourself, you can do that. So just search for a client in your account that has an unpaid invoice. And then you can click on email invoice. Put in your own email address. And click send email. So I've opened the email up in my email account, and you can see you have the option to download the invoice to your computer as a PDF. And then the client also has the option to click on the pay button. And if they do that, it opens up with a pay with card box here. So you can see there's the name field, their email address field, and their card number, expiry date, and the CVC numbers on the back of their card. So it's a case of entering those details and then clicking the pay button. So once you've clicked the pay button, it will flash up very briefly saying transaction complete, and then you can see it'll show up, thanks for your payment, we can confirm receipt of your payment, and the client's invoice will be stamped with the paid stamp there across, so they'll know that it's paid. Just a word of warning though, if you are going to do a test payment, it needs to be for more than £1. So a pound and a penny is fine, anything over £1. Otherwise, the pay button will not appear on the invoice, and that's simply because Stripe will not process payments for under £1. Also, another reason why the pay button may not appear on the invoice is if the client has their payment method set as direct debit. So again, if you look at the invoice and there's no pay button, it's either that the amount is too low, under £1 or pound or less, or that the client's payment method is set as direct debit. But other than those things, it should all work fine for you. As always, if you have any issues setting this up, just reach out to support and we'll help you.